being here today. Mr. Curry, the GAO has conducted numerous audits of FEMA's disaster relief spending. Has your office identified instances where FEMA funds have been used to provide aid to illegal immigrants, whether it be housing assistance or otherwise, and could you provide examples?
Yes, we did a report a year or two ago. I'll have to get back to you on the specifics on the Emergency Food and Shelter Program, which, as you know, Congress authorized that program for FEMA to provide assistance to cities to help support the influx of migrants.
Okay, and that was, do you recall when Congress authorized that program?
It was in the last Congress, but I have to get back to you on the details.
It was 118, okay. You know, given FEMA's mission to assist American citizens and legal residents, are there oversight mechanisms currently in place to ensure that funds are used appropriately for disaster recovery as opposed to being diverted to other uses?
Yes, sir. I mean, the Disaster Relief Fund is closely monitored, and there are many controls over the payments that come out of that and go to the states. And it's not just at the federal level. FEMA has its own controls, but then it goes to the states, like Mr. Guthrie's state. They have their own controls before it goes down to the local level too. So it's a very highly overseen pot of money.
Thank you. And Ms. Laughter, as a county official, have you encountered concerns about residents about FEMA's aid distribution being inconsistent, influenced by non-disaster factors, perhaps political factors?
We have not seen that. We have seen frustration from our survivors of being able to access the funds that they should be able to access, and difficulty in getting any answers. The 800 number that a lot of our survivors were referred to for a long time could not be connected. So they really expressed a lot of the frustration around those components.
Got it. So in your testimony, you also stated that when a widespread disaster occurs, there must be a system in place to support response and recovery because local governments do not have the capacity to maintain the ability to handle a response at that scale during non-response times. Based on your experience with Hurricane Helene, what role do you think the federal government should play versus the state governments and perhaps the local governments?
I think they both need to play a role, and at the end of the day, at the local government level, we just need a system that works.
What do you think can be done to improve communication between FEMA employees and the state and local officials involved in disaster recovery?
What we experienced was a lot of silos where we could ask a single question to one worker. They did not even know themselves how to get an answer to a question that was outside of their training or outside of their silo. So communication is a huge component in training.
Okay, thank you. I yield that.